your Telegram channel, your WhatsApp, or Facebook. It can be connected directly to your application. And as you all know, that live chat is a business messaging system rather, that appears as a pop chat window on a company website. It can be any website. In this case, it can be website, it can be Facebook Messenger integration, it can be WhatsApp, it can be Telegram, and so on. So Chatwoot itself gives you the advantage of integrating seamlessly into any of your applications. So as we know, or might have heard about Chatwoot before, Chatwoot is an open source customer engagement platform, and it's more or less an alternative to other platforms that you know, like Intercom and others. Chatwoot is a better way to reach out to your customers, manage conversation, build relationship, and ensure you have a one-place chat all through for your staffs working in the company. So with Chatwoot, like I've said so many times a while ago, Chatwoot, you can integrate it with WhatsApp channel, live chat integration. But in this live coding section, we'll be integrating it into our React application. So as you can see on my screen, this is the Chatwoot landing page. That's their main site where you can read more about them and how you can easily see it. So they have their docs too, which you can see on the, just give me a second. Okay, so they have the documentation as shown on my screen where you can make a direct request to their API, and you can also, ranging from the user collection to account creation to the agent bots, they have all documented API with also a response samples where you can integrate them seamlessly. So as we all know, React is a UI JavaScript library for building user interface, and it's more or less a way of you creating interactive UIs, making your view more simpler, and also ensuring you have easy flow of component-based architecture in your application. So in this demo, ideally, you can have your website built on any platform or deployed to any platform, any cloud platform of your choice. What Chatwoot requires is your the website URL where we'll share our link. So in this demo, just for us to move faster, I won't be doing the creating the React application locally. I'll be coding it on Code Sandbox. I don't know if you are all familiar with that. Code Sandbox is where you can spin up your application easily, your front-end application specifically, as you can see on my screen. Here is my Code Sandbox account. So I'll be creating a Code Sandbox, a React application, Code Sandbox application, a React application on Code Sandbox. So it can either be any front-end application library, that's React, Vue.js, or whatsoever front-end that can be deployed as a static page application. So creating a new sandbox. And why am I creating a new sandbox? This is just like to simulate the process of creating your React application locally. So ideally, when you create locally, you build locally, you create, you deploy, then you get the URL. That's what we actually use to integrate the Chatwoot into our website. So that URL helps us to integrate. That URL tells Chatwoot where to focus on. So you can have several people working in a company, and you have a company-based Chatwoot account where you can add other staffs. So integrating it to the website means that anybody can respond to you. You see how easy that is in this tutorial that will be starting right now. So let me create a React application. So as you can see on my screen, I have my React application live already. So this is what we actually need. This URL here. So this actually stands, or let me say represents the your actual URL of your application. So we need this to easily tell Chatwoot where it should point to, or where you're actually integrating it into. So we'll just copy this and keep it because we're using it in few seconds. So now let's head over to Chatwoot itself for us to create account. So if you don't have an account, then you can easily just create your account here on Chatwoot. But because I already have an account, so as you can see underneath, you can see this Olubisi administrator. So if you don't have an account yet, you can just more or less like signing up. When you sign up, you get email notification, you verify your account, and you are ready to go. So in this case now, since we are integrating this chat activity into our application, so what we're doing is like creating a demo. That's inbox, a new inbox. Inbox simplifies that. For example, if I have different websites and I want to make use of Chatwoot on all these sites, so I can create several inboxes that faces different sites. So it can be a site, it can be Facebook, it can be WhatsApp, it can be Telegram. So in that case, I'll have multiple inboxes. So this inbox, I can assign agents. So if I have 50 to 100 people working for my company, once I spin up the company account, I can easily add them into this inbox. So for example, if site A is focused on probably human resource management, then I can assign people from human resource management to that particular application where they can respond to chats. Then if it is focused on maybe the finance department, and we have a subdomain, so I can integrate a chat, a live chat with Chatwoot on that finance subdomain application. Then I can assign people from finance department. So I'll click on this button. I click on add inbox. You can do that by clicking on, let me just go back this point here where you can click on add inbox. So you see the option to choose channel. So as of today, October 1st, we have integrating Chatwoot to websites, Facebook, Twitter, Twilio, email messaging API, and Telegram and SMS also via Twilio. So, but in this case, we'll be choosing website because, of course, our React application is a website. So now, as you can see, after clicking on website, we get to see where we can enter the website name. So the website name can be anything, like just anything you could think of that is associated to your website. So let me just say, okay, Aviyel demo. So now I have my name set up. So this is where you enter the website domain. So the domain I copied earlier for my code Sandbox, which simplifies, which directly points to my React application, is what we make use of here. So now I've pasted my domain. You can decide to select a color type, anyone that suits your company or that matches your company color code. And also you can also set up hello here. This is more or less a welcome header that they get to see after integrating. That's when anybody lands on your site, and this is the first thing, more or less like a welcome message. It can be anything. And aside that, you can also extend it by adding more tagline to welcome them by saying anything, maybe welcome to Aviyel React demo. So in this case, they get to see this after. This is more or less setting up how our Chatwoot manager will look like on our website. So you can get to set up everything here. Then once you set up, this is another option for enable channel greetings. You can decide to enable channel greetings, then you type in and you can decide to disable it. For now, I'll disable it, and we'll click on create inbox. So while we create inbox, so this is another great feature about Chatwoot. So Chatwoot makes it in such a way that when you are responding or when you create a live chat into your application, it's not necessary that you need to be online every time. So you can assign several people, like I've said earlier, to respond. So this is where agent comes in. So agents, if you assign agents, to this particular live chat which is specific to the application that we just added the URL. Any agent specified here will be the ones that can respond to anyone that reach out to you directly on your application through the chat bot. That's the Chatwoot itself. So now, for now, I can say Idris Olubisi because for now I'm the only admin here. If you have multiple users, you can go to your profile and add more user and add more agents. So you can have several agents. That's agents is more or less like several staff, several other staffs in your application. So so add agent. So now adding agent, fine. So I've successfully created my inbox and I got this notification that my inbox has been created successfully and I need to copy the code and paste it directly into my website. So how are we going to do this? Where are we going to specify this code and where do we actually need to put this code? So in this case, we will need to head over back to our code sandbox application, which is similar, which can be any of your application locally or whatsoever. So we'll keep this here. We'll come back to this point and copy this script for us to make use of. So let's head over to our application. So okay, 1 second. Okay, so now we are back to our application. So ideally, the way React works, most cases, or preferably, which is the best way to implement, is we have component structure where we can create our components. We can have several components and just reference them directly into your application. So this means that we are going to create a new folder called components. Then inside the component, we can create our React, our new file, and we can name it, let me just say chatwoot.js. So this is how you just create it. So inside this chatwoot.js, that's where we'll be integrating the script that was shown to us earlier. So to make this pretty faster, I'll be making use of very simple class component base. Of course, it's not limited to class components. You can use either class component or functional component to create this file. So as you can see, let me just so that we can understand what happened here. So okay. Okay, so now this is it. So this is a very simple class-based component in our React application. So now we have our, let me just explain what we did here. Actually, on Code Sandbox, you don't really need to import React from React, but it still works fine if you are doing that locally. And we create a class and we extend the React class component from React. And also, we try to, this is one other feature I would like us to point out. I think Kevin, 3 days ago, she talked about, somebody asked about how you can configure Chatwoot to your local language. So this is another place you can specify what kind of language you want. So as you can see, hide message bubble if you wish to hide it, and the position that you can also set up. So this window.chatwoot settings work directly for where your Chatwoot UI would be. If you want it on the left hand side of the site, you can place it there. If you want it on the right hand side, of course, the generic one we have been seeing, or the traditional one everywhere, is on the right hand side. So you can also specify the local. That this simplifies the language. So in this case, it is English EN. So if it is Spain, if it is France, I think it's FR. If it is Spain, I think it's ESP. So we have other ones that you can easily configure. So this is not something limited to English or language. So we have standard. Standard is the default. That type of setting is the default for the window Chatwoot settings. So now that we have this, so underneath this, we need to paste in our what we copied, what was given to us earlier. So let's head over to where we created our inbox, then we copy it. So copying it and pasting it directly gives us this kind of weird error. So it's not something where, but it's just that the instruction is written there that when you copy this into your application, you should try and exclude the script function, the script tag, because this is not HTML, this is the React application. So excluding it simply means this way. So now this snippet that we have works directly with, this is what is provided for us in the SDK by Chatwoot. And this means that if you notice here, you notice the website token. This token is attached to my site. So if you create a new site, you should expect to have your own different token. So if you create multiple sites, okay, so that token is more or less like a pointer to your configurations on your dashboard. That's on your Chatwoot dashboard. So after saving this now, we have successfully created our component. So what we just need to do now is to import it in our app.js. So importing it into our app.js will make it finally appear in our application. So we can just do import from, so we have components, then we have the Chatwoot. So now we have successfully imported it, so we can just make reference this phase by calling it Chatwoot widget. Boom, that's all. If you would notice a change on the right hand side, where let me just try and make it a bit bold so that we can all see the difference. So did you notice anything? If you remember when I was creating my Chatwoot, I specified the black color. That's why you're seeing this black. You can see how easy it is. It now appears. So when I click on it now, it tells me to start conversation. See, welcome to Aviyel React demo. Hello there was what I typed as the welcome message. And also Aviyel React demo. Welcome to was added by Chatwoot by default. This Aviyel React demo is what I specify as my website name. So if your website name is abc.com or abc, or you deal in businesses or you deal in finance or anything related, you can just say include it here, then Chatwoot will fix it by default and tell you welcome to this, so that your customer feel welcome on your website. So now I say start the conversation. This is simply how you get started. This is simply how a customer will come to your land on your website and chat with anyone, and anyone can respond to it. So for example, if I say hello Chatwoot and click enter. So this by default is more or less a way of actually judging who is chatting with, who is trying to interact on your website. So these days we have bots everywhere. So, and also another way is by getting notified via email. So should in case one or two reasons makes you maybe you close the tab, or you were not able to track where you were earlier on, having your email registered, you can always continue with conversation via email. And another thing is that you can also build the team newsletter, which is a very great feature. So by having a real user email directly from here, we can get users' email and also send them, if they wish, you can send them update on your products, promotional messages, and not spam, of course, because nobody's ready to see anything spam in their mailbox. So I can just say, okay, Idris at gmail.com. So let's assume this is my email. So you can see hello Chatwoot. So now let's head over to we have been trying to check on the client side. Let's see how it looks like. Excuse me. Let's see how it looks like on the other end.
Hey, sorry to cut you off. I think that we can, take a break or something for like 2-3 minutes so that we can get a fresh start for the back end of the Chatwoot deployment. And there are some questions on the Q&A section, so we can come back to the questions as well. And guys, please don't forget to look at the polls. There are some interesting questions there also. So we'll just take a quick 2-minute break and we'll be back again. Stay tuned. Yeah, I think that we're back. So, hey everyone, we're back with the session. Thank you all for staying for that 2-minute break. And at this, I think you can continue now.
Yes, so okay, let me just, okay, so now we need to head over and check what is actually happening because we finished creating our site and we have successfully integrated Chatwoot into our React application. And we have also sent a message like simulating a customer base, just like a customer would do. We sent a message directly. So we are expecting to get a response from, okay, let me just share entire screen. Okay, so we are expecting to get a response from the admin side. So now we have our, let me head over. Okay, so this is the Chatwoot site. This is my the Chatwoot site itself, and this is my dashboard. So this is the inbox Aviyel React demo that we created earlier. So this is the notification. Yeah. As you can see, I can directly see this hello Chatwoot was the message I sent earlier directly from the site. So if I now say hi and welcome to the live coding session. So if I would say saying welcome to the live coding section now is like responding to the user. So I get it almost immediately, if not immediately. Actually, there's another cool feature there that simulates if maybe the customer is typing, the admin gets to see it, that something is going on or a new message is about to come in. So if the admin is also typing, the customer gets to see that a new message is about to the admin also see that a new message is about to get in. So this is it now. I sent this message and the user gets it almost immediately, can respond to. So responding back also appears almost immediately. So this is how easy you can integrate your live chat, but it doesn't end there, because you might feel that what if in a case where I am not online, I'm logged in and I'm not online, and how will the conversation go on, or how will I get to know that there's a new notification? So aside from adding other staffs to respond to this kind of chat, you can also Chatwoot has a mobile app, a very simple mobile app where you can easily, after adding a staff, then if the staff has the mobile app, they get notification just like every other social media app notification, where they can respond directly to the customer. So while you as an admin or the super admin, you are sleeping, other staffs can respond. And why some of the staffs are not available, maybe they are offline, they are on shift, or they are on break, or they are on leave, any other person that is added to this particular inbox can get to reply. So we can create as many inboxes as possible, although there's a limit, but the limit actually takes in almost everything even before you get them. So this is the pricing plan for it, where you can see for the hacker plan, which is free, which is $0. You have unlimited conversation. So you can get, and you can also have 10,000 page views per month, which is very, very okay. So if you wish to increase maybe the kind of activity you get here, there are also other activities you can get where you pay for $19, and you pay for $39, or you can request for a custom enterprise feature, which is way, 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 way more big. So for a start, you can always make use of this, have unlimited conversation, have 10,000 page views per month. Then if you think you need to upgrade, you can always do that and upgrade. So if you remember that we collected the email from the user earlier on. So if you check the campaign, if you check the contact section, we can see the email the user entered earlier. It's there. So this is another way that you can directly import it here, or that you can directly import contacts here, where you can send maybe bulk message or something like that. So, but if it's not imported, any user that gets to chat directly from the website, you have access to their email. So you can always even reach out to their email if their chat did not get to a page, or maybe their problem wasn't resolved during the time you had a chat with them. Maybe they went offline. You can always do a follow-up, which is a great way for reaching out to customers as a business owner. So this way, I think this shows us the process of integrating a Chatwoot application into our React. A Chatwoot that's into our React application. Sorry for that. So if you have any question, I'm open to answer any of them.
Yeah. So thanks a lot, Idris. I think that it helps a lot to people who don't have any prior experience with Chatwoot, and I myself got to learn a lot of things, and especially the code sandbox things. So you don't need to deploy React on your own system. You can use everything via an online medium. So I can see a couple of questions in the Q&A panel. So maybe if you can refer to the Q&A section. I think Charu and Ankita have some questions.
Okay. So the first question says, can I get the live chat updates from my website on my mobile also? Yeah, sure. You can get that. When you mean updates, I will assume you're saying probably a message, incoming message. So if it is incoming message, sure, you can get that. Chatwoot also have a mobile app where you can download. So once you download, you already have the business account, or maybe let me say the organization account. So you add agent. Agent is more or less like your staff. So when you add them, you can now specify, okay, this website you assign this agent. So if it is HR related site, then you can assign the people from the HR department. So once you assign people from the HR department, they get to download the mobile app, and they log in. Once they log in, they can get notification directly to any inboxes they have been added to. So it's just like while they are on the road, they can get to answer customers or create tickets for customers, complain and so on. So I don't know if that answers your question, Charu.
Yeah. I think that that was a sufficient answer for that questions. Moving on to another question by Ankita.
Okay, Ankita said, I have recently started exploring React and I came across Angular JS. What's your take on Angular and React as being a React-based developer? Oh, okay. So, well, I would say when I started, of course, from JavaScript. So from JavaScript, you can actually navigate to any of these frameworks. So once you understand how JavaScript works, you can basically navigate. So I think I wouldn't say one is the best, but what I would say is that we have some, for example, React has a large community base. So in that case, you can get to see more solutions to problem. So which is one of the reasons why I love React. And also Vue is also growing. Angular is really, really growing fast also. So I think it's just preference and what the company has started using before you join them, or what they feel it's suitable to solve that particular problem. Basically, they are all frameworks. Angular is even full-fledged framework, while React is a library. I would say they get to do more work handling your state management, doing your components. They also work in component way. So to me, I would say um, all the frameworks that we have, they are very great, but just depend on your preference. And also one thing you can do since you started exploring it, check your community, what it is like what do you have surrounding you? Are they Angular based developer? Are they React based developer? You can get to start from there. And one good thing is that you can always pick another framework and learn with. Just make sure that you have a solid foundation in JavaScript. And so that will help you a lot. So because if you wake up the next day, you realize that there's another new framework. So if you don't know the basic, you keep jumping up and down. So the basic matters. Then anytime a new framework comes in, you need to learn it, or you want to learn because to get a job, try and check what you have around your community, what is accessible. Then from there, you can easily um, learn it and also grow as fast as you can.
Yeah, thanks so much, Idris, for taking that answer. And I think that I also had some views around Angular versus React. So that was really
Okay.
helpful. Yeah, so I think that there are some polls also. You might want to take a look at those, maybe see what people got right, what people did not get right. If you head to the done part,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen it. Just the following is used. Increase. Okay, which I don't think. Okay. Well, I think there's one I would say uh, enhancing the look and feel. Is it the look and feel of the website, or because if you say look and feel of the website, Chatwoot does not really have let me say anything to do with the look and feel. It's just like additional integration that helps you interact more with your customer. So when you talk about look and feel is solely depending on the creator of the website, like the website itself, not Chatwoot. Chatwoot is more or less like additional tool on the website. So the look and feel of the website does not have anything to do with the Chatwoot, because Chatwoot adds its own look and feel and it's very nice.
Yeah, so basically, Chatwoot enhances your site's features rather than the look and feel.
Yes, yes.
Cool. So, any other poll that you might find interesting in this?
Okay. Okay, I would like you everyone to also check out the Chatwoot GitHub repository. It's a fast-growing project, and you get to see or even create issues. This is October already. The October 1st is here, so you can always submit your pull request as your open source contribution, and I'm sure they are ready to welcome that. Very homogenizing.
Yeah, and if you go on and start developing something around Chatwoot and you face some issues, then heading to the GitHub repository, you might find that someone else has also faced the similar issue, and it has been answered by the maintainers and developers. So you can get help from the community as well.
Yeah, that's fine. And also, we have already published a post on this integrating of live chat feature with React application in Chatwoot. So
Yeah, I pasted you the link to that
Aviyel
article that Idris has posted on Aviyel. Yeah, it is in the chat box, so feel
Sorry, I
free
didn't get
to
that.
take a look. No, Idris, I've shared the article in the chat that you've written around React and how we can integrate live chat feature on React. So feel free to have a look at it and implement it in your own React apps and take help of the power of live chat feature that Chatwoot offers. So
Okay.
I guess that brings us to the end of today's session, Idris. I thank you all for joining us today. Idris, thanks a lot to you for taking out time from your schedule and being with us today for this live coding session. I hope that we can host more such sessions on our platform in the coming time. And I'll see you all in the next session of Coffee and Code. Do check out the interesting article that Idris has written on React and how you can integrate live chat with React, as well as the other open source projects that we've onboarded on Aviyel. Till that time, take care and stay safe. Bye-bye.
Bye.